Alright, my peoples, got your Nchiit workout for Thursday the 16th. Got two things. We have kind of an EMOM setting as well as a finisher with some direct core work. Let's go over that EMOM first. We're going to see every 4 minutes for 4 sets. We want to run a 400 meter, do 15 backpack or dumbbell ground overheads, and then 10 push-ups. So we're looking at probably trying to finish that round within 3 minutes, which is going to give you about a minute of rest before you got to start it all over again. As always, if you got a place to run in your neighborhood, try and run that same route. We don't want to mix it up too much, especially if you got to like come back to your own home and make it to your own stuff. You don't want to be all jumbled. I want to switch it says backpack in the notes, but I want to see if we can use our dumbbells for this kind of work today. We got a ground to overhead, so it's either a dumbbell snatch or a dumbbell clean and jerk. I'd like to keep you guys consistent with it, so whichever one you pick, I need to see you do it the whole way through. We don't want to end up switching from one movement to another. We want to pick a weight that's going to allow us to do 15 in a row for the most part. If you have to break it, it's because it's strategic. You're trying to do that. It should be a 7 and 8, a 10 and 5, but not because you can't do it anymore. And then lastly, that 10 push-ups should be done unbroken as well. So we're going to pick a variation that's going to allow us to do all of these movements really well. That way I can give myself some rest at the end. If I'm really struggling through my 15 and 10 and I give myself like 20 seconds of rest, I don't think I did this right. So there should be an appropriate work to rest ratio. So for that 400 meter run, let's try and keep it around 2 minutes, and then let's see about 30 to 40 seconds of work for your ground overhead, and then 30 to 40 seconds of work for your push-ups. Let's go over those ground overheads. Because with a backpack, I'd want you to load it up heavy, and you'd be using 2 hands. For this right here, I'd like to see a double dumbbell ground to overhead. So I'm going to get in that sumo stance position that we've probably been using a lot. I'm going to set my hips back, shins are pretty vertical. I'm going to grab my dumbbells. I can choose to do a snatch from the floor, or I can choose to clean and press, whichever is going to get you to the goal, which is 15 reps in the best way. For both of them, we want to see how well can you do this with your hips. How well can I stand? So if I do that fast enough, you'll notice that the bells are just going to go taller. And then it's my job with my arms to control that motion all the way to the top, or control the motion to my shoulders, and then get a push press or a push jerk out of it. Those are our ground to overhead variations that I'd like to see from you guys. And then with the push-up, again, we want to be able to do 10 in a row, so we can do an elevated push-up, meaning I can put my hands on top of my dumbbells, and that provides just a little bit of elevation for us, or I need something taller, like a bench or a couch or whatever you got, that's going to allow me to do this. Get my chest to touch whatever that object is, have my elbow out at a 45, and then this right here is at a 90. So we're doing our push-ups on the ground. You guys please remember to keep your hips off of the ground. So no worm push-ups, and that goes for a push-up from the knee or a push-up from the ground. So here's what it should look like. I know they look slow and deliberate. I'd rather see that out of you guys versus just trying to pump everything out and then realizing you can't keep the pace. So we want to train that lockout. Remember, we are still doing an exercise. We're still working our muscles. I know we give you guys a lot of goal type things. So it's like, hey, do 15 of these, but we don't really ever think about how we're doing the 15 of those, whatever they might be. Today I want you to think about also the how you're doing them. So every 4 minutes for 4 sets, 400 meter run, 15 dumbbell ground overhead, and 10 push-ups. The next thing is going to be a finisher, so rest in between as much as you need. Accumulate 3 minutes of a hollow hold. It's a good amount of time because I know you guys aren't very good at this, and it's tough. So typically I'll see you guys go for 20 seconds at a time. That means you're gonna have a lot of breaks. So that 3 minutes is an advanced version. So if you kind of can only hold for 15 seconds at a time, let's try 2 minutes at first. And if you feel like you can do more, then do more. The hollow hold, I want to see how well can you guys kind of press your low back into the ground, and then you're going to raise your legs and raise your arms. I'm going to give myself that mental cue that I've been showing you guys. Press down, get my legs out, and my hands should be at the same height as my legs. My goal, stay as still as possible. Alright, I made it however many seconds. I break. Now I need to do 10 curl to press. So I grab my dumbbells, I go at my sides, I bend from the elbow, try and bring my hand to my shoulder. As soon as I get there, I can bring my elbows underneath and press those dumbbells to the top. I'm going to control it on the way back down. We can choose to stay in a neutral grip the whole time, or we can make it even more difficult by supinating our hands, so turning your palms outwards. I'm going to lift, then I have to turn, and then press in a pronated grip, which means palms forward. Cool? Cool. So, we want to try and minimize our breaks as long as possible, so it's going to encourage you to do a little bit longer of a hollow hold, so you don't end up doing 10 breaks and then having to do 100 curl to press after your already hard workout right before. So, try and be strategic with both of these workouts. Let's see how well can we kind of put together the core function within these. So this is our NC HIIT workout for Thursday.